Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to make a digital watch clock with Python Kivy. For example, now let me show you the result. Now if I run this program now, it's going to display the exact time, and also it's going to be counting in seconds right over here as you can see. And now it's going to be displaying that the exact time in my computer on my Python Kivy application. So let's get started. Hi friends, please if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button, and also please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please don't forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below, and also the link for this source code is at the description below. So let's get started. So our first step now is to import. Let's start writing a script for it. So the first thing we are going to do now is to import the important libraries. Let's write import time first of all. Import time. Then also we are going to from Kivy dot app import app, and also from Kivy.clock import clock, and also from Kivy.uix.label import label. So that's our first step. So our second step now is to create the app class. And what are we going to write? We are going to write class, then watch clock, then we write app. Then right over here, I'm just going to write pass. Then I'll write watch clock dot run. So let's run the application now. Let's also see. So now we've created the app class. Now let's work on imputing the label on the screen, and also to be updating it every second. So let's work on that right now. So now to create our label, now we are going to create another class again. We are going to write class. We are going to write class, which is the name of the class. Let's call it time. Then we write bracket label. So and we are going to also write pass. So here's what we want to do now. We are going to now write come over here and write. We are going to create a function, build function, which is build self. Then over this build self, we are going to write create a variable, which is clock. I'll just write it as clock equal to, we are going to write time. We are going to call this class label right over here. We are going to call it as time, and under here we are going to write so the next step we are going to do now is to update Or let's first of all, first let me show you. Let's just work on displaying the time on the screen for us right now. For us, for us to be able to display the time on the screen, we are just going to say self create a variable self. We are just going to write create a variable which is text, which is going to be equal to time dot str time, then str again. Then what we are going to write here, we are going to make sure it displays the hours for us, the minutes for us, and also finally the second for us. So let's run it now and see. Wait first, before we run it now, we want to make sure that it displays this text on this our time. So what are we going to do now? We are just going to say return clock. Let's run it now and see the result. Now it's displaying the time, but what we want now is displaying the time right now. The time is 9:19 a.m. So our next step now is for us to update this time every second and also to enlarge the text. So let's work on that right now. So now to update this time every second, what are we going to do now? Let's close the application. What we are going to do for this case, in this case, is that we are just going to write this clock dot schedule interval. Then under this we are going to call our clock variable, then dot. We need to create an update function right over here. Let me put it under update right over here. So as I sorry, let me write df update self. Then right over here we are going to write self dot text instead of just this thing. So we are going to say update, then what we are going to do right there, we are going to write comma by 1 second. That means we are updating it every 1 second. So I think we should run it now and see the result of it, if it's going to work now. So let's run it. What's the issue? Okay, says I think, let me see what I can do for this place right over here. I think something is wrong right over here. Let me see. Wait, let me fix this stuff here. His clock is exactly correct. Clock dot update right over here. I forgot to put something. Times args. Then let's run it now and see if it's going to work. Wow, now it's updating every second. Now this clock is updating every second. But now the final issue is that we want to enlarge the text. Instead of it just, we want to make sure that the text get enlarged instead of it being small for someone, instead of it being small. So how are we going to do it now? Let's work on that. So to enlarge the text now, what we are going to do, we are going to come under this update function here and just write then self dot font size, and we are going to say maybe our font size to be something bigger or larger, which is, let me guess, maybe 40. So let's run it now and see. So finally we've enlarged the text now. So That's so the only thing now, if you in case now you want to change the font, you want to change the font or you want to add color, you want to do anything, but now we've already created our digital clock now. So that's how to create a digital clock using Python Kivy. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hi, please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button, and also please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below, and also um the link to the source code is also at the description below. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hi friends, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to load a background image using Python Kivy. For example, now let me run this program and show you what I mean. So now we run the program now and we have our background image being displayed towards us. This is just a recent thumbnail I made. So that's what we are going to be doing, on loading a background image with Python Kivy. So let's get started. Hi, please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button right now and also hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So let's get started. So the first thing now, let me clear all this script now. Let me clear everything right over here and this side right over here. So the first thing is to import the Kivy libraries. So from kivy.app, then import app, then from kivy.uix.widget, then import I'm writing import two times, widget. Then the first thing we are going to do, we are going to create our our background picture class. I'll just call it class, then picture, then then I'll write widget right over here, then pass. Then right over here I'll create the class app, the class app here. Then I'll call it background. I'll just write app, then pass. So right over here I'm going to come over here to the Kivy file, and so let's work on the Kivy file right now. So at the Kivy file, I'll just come over here and create a class which is picture. But first of all, before we get started, you have to name this background app, the app and class, as the exact name for your Kivy file. This background should correspond with this background.kivy. So if you haven't created your file, just come to new file here. You then name the file as background.kivy, but we've already done so. So let's work on creating our class, our picture class. We just write picture is going to be, you are going to come down right over here. This is our picture class, referring to this picture widget right over here. This. So right over here I'm going to write canvas.before, then I'll write tab color. What we are trying to do here is to create the we are trying to create a rectangle, in which we, first of all, just watch what I'm doing right over here. just color, then RGBA, and it's going to be 1 1 1 1. Let me give it space so it looks nice. So right over here, I'll come over here and write rectangle. Then right over here, I'm trying to create a rectangle in which I'll display my image, but under that rectangle, I'm going to replace that rectangle image. Let me run the program now, right now. I don't need to run it, but if actually we run the program now, it's going to display a white rectangle. This is the background. This is the background code for the white color. So, but for us, instead of us displaying just a rectangle, we want to display an image. So how are we going to go about that? Then we'll come over here and we write source. Then right over here, I will just get the source of my I'll just write R, then this um exclamation, what do I call it, this apostrophe. Then right over here I will write C, the directory, the source of my image I want to use. I want to use a certain image. Then write slash. Don't forget this R right over here. Then under here we are going to write user. I'm writing my directory. That's what I'm doing. Users stroke user stroke desktop stroke picture one. And we should not forget one thing: the name, the type of, if your picture is in JPG or PNG format, instead of you leaving it, it's not going to work like that. So we are going to write dot. Our image is a PNG image, so we write dot PNG. They'll come over here, right? Size. We are giving the size of the image. I will give you the size of root dot width, then root dot height. Then right over here, write position. We are going to write self dot position. So that's all for the KV. So let's go back to the let's try and display all of this right over here we've worked on. So to do that now, I'll just come right over here and under this background color, right, I'll create a function which build self, and under this build self, I would like to return this picture class here. Alright, return. Alright, this class picture. We should not forget our braces here. So right now, let's run the app now. I'll just write background, then run. So now let's run the program and see the result we are going to get. So now finally it displays our background picture. So now look at, so here's what just happened. We created a KV file. We connect the class. Under the KV file, we connected the class to this picture widget, and under this picture widget, we just created a rectangle, and the source, we direct the source of the image. We give it a root dot width, root dot height, and we give it self dot position. Then under here, what we just did here is that we just return, we just want, under this build function, we want to return this class. We want to display whatever that exists in this class under this background app while we run it. So that's I think that's all for this tutorial. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hi, and please, if this is your first time watching, please don't forget to hit the like button, and also please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to switch from one screen to another screen using Python Kivy. Let me show you now. If I run this program, I click play, it takes me to another screen. I click menu, it takes me back to the first screen. So that's what we are going to be working on today. So please, if this is your first time watching, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on the bell notification after you hit the subscribe button for more videos like this every week. So let's get started. First of all, we are just going to need few things now for this stuff to first get started. So we say from kivy.ui, kivy.app, we'll write import. Let me write this from Kivy app, import, then app. Then secondly, we are going to write from kivy.lang.builder, import builder. And finally, we are going to write from kivy.uix.screen manager, import screen. You write your comma like this, then you write screen manager. So that's the first step. We are importing this. The main stuff is this builder, import builder, and screen manager module. So now we are going to create a class for this application. Let's call the application switch. Let's create a class and call it switch. Yes. Then write app. Under it, they'll write pass. They'll create another class again, which is the menu class. Or let's just call it first screen class. First screen. They'll write pass. Then the last class, which is class second screen. They'll write pass. So here's what we are going to do now. After creating the class, we are going to come to this switch app and create a function, which is build function, build self, then screen equal to builder dot load string and let's call this string screen manager. So what we are going to do now, the reason why we are creating this is for us so we can be able to like switch, we can be able to, we want to create a kind of kv sort of kv file, but instead of us creating kv file, we are just going to do this. We come over here and write screen manager equal to, then this apostrophe, the first apostrophe 3 times and the second apostrophe too 3 times. So this is where we are going to be managing our level. It's a sort of kind of, instead we will have used kv, but I prefer for easy understanding, we just need to write our script, our kv script here, right here, by creating this builder load string screen manager. So first of all, what we are going to do now, right now, we are going to come down right over here, write screen manager, then we give 4 line spacing, 1 2 3, then write menu, and second, I mean first, sorry, after we write our screen manager, we are going to write this first screen and second screen over here. First screen, then second screen. So for our first screen, we are going to define what should how our first screen should look like. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to write, I'll just copy this first screen, copy, paste it here, 1 2 3 4. Then first of all, before you do anything, write name. You take note of this, it's very important. Write name. You are going to write the name of the screen is first. Write first. Then we are going to create our button, which is, let's define our button text. Let's call the button, the name of the button, play. So we are done with the first screen. Our first screen, we want to just make sure, we just want to just display a button which is written play. So we are going to do this for our second screen too also. Write second here and name this one second. I will call this one menu. So now we are already done with this second step. Now the third step is to make sure that whenever we press the first button, we are going to go to this second screen, and whenever we press this second button here on the second screen, we are going to return back to the first screen. So here's what we are going to do, how we are going to deal with this first screen. So we are going to write on button on press here on press, then root manager, root dot manager dot current equal to second. That means whenever we press this button, we are going to call root.manager.current. We are going to transition to this second screen class. We are going to move to this second screen. Whenever we press the this button here, we are going to switch to the second class. So the same thing we are going to do for this side. We just copy and paste here. We are going to name it first. That means while we are at the second screen, once we press the menu button, it's going to take us back to this first screen. So that's what we are working on right now. So we are almost done now. It's just for us to do some setting things now right over here. So right here, we are going to do one final thing. The final thing is that we are going to do this, write sm equal to screen manager, then sm dot add widget. We are going to call this screen manager is for us to manage our screen switching. That's the main goal of this screen manager. So we are going to copy this. Let's copy this. First off, we are going to put the number of screens we want to add. We want to switch, which is from the first screen, then with this supposed to come down. Let's cut it and paste it somewhere here. First screen, and under that first screen, then we are going to call the name of the first screen name, which is first. Then we come down here and write name equal to first. Why is it displaying error here? Name, yep. Name, okay, yeah. The reason is display error. We now put apostrophe first. Same thing we are going to do for this second screen, too. Copy, we paste here, we call it second screen, and we call it second. So this is going to manage this screen manager. If you it is not going to work at all. So it's just what it does is to manage our screen switching. It is to manage our screen switching, and we have to include all the screens we are about to switch to, and then finally under this write screen right here, and also this side too, screen over here too. Under this class first screen, we define it as a screen, and the second one too, we define it as screen. So when we run it, it shows it's working now. Whenever we click play, it switches to another screen, and whenever we click menu, it switches to the next screen. So that is how to create a program that switches screen with Python key. So that's just click on it, it switches to another screen. So that's how to create a screen manager with Python. So please, if this is your first time watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. And also don't forget to hit the and stay tuned to my next video in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching. Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to create a counter app using Python. For example, let me show you the counter app I'm talking about. Run it. A simple counter app that when you press the plus sign, it will add a new number by +1, +1, +1, and when you click on the subtract button, it will reduce the number by -1, and when you click on reset, it will start all over again, turn the number to 0, and when you add, you just keep adding and subtracting. Just a simple counter app. Please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And every week I'll be uploading new videos every week. So just keep around and wait for my weekly videos. And also, please don't forget to sponsor me on PayPal. Anything you can support me with, anything you have that can support me on PayPal, please don't forget to support me. Thanks. So let's get started. So before we get started, please, I want you to know something, that if you haven't installed Kivy module, I have a video for you about how to install Kivy. I've made a video on it. The video is at the description below. Don't forget to watch it. So from now, we are going to be covering some sections, which is number 1, the user interface of Kivy. Number 2, setting up the layout of the counter app. Number 3, making commands to Kivy. And number 4, running the program. So let's get started with the work right now. So now let's start writing some things now. So we are going to write from Kivy dot UIX dot box layout, import box layout. I will explain what this box layout means later as I'm going on. So we are secondly, we are going to say from Kivy dot app, then import app. That's what we are going to write. App. So from Kivy properties, Kivy dot properties, import. Okay, yeah, the import is there. I don't need to write. Import string property, and finally import pickle. So that's all for the importing stuff. So now what we are going to be doing here is to create a simple screen with Kivy. So here's what we are going to do. If you want to create a screen for Kivy to display something for us, like a screen first. So you write class, then name of the app, counter app, then open bracket app, semi, then we write pass, and we just write counter app dot run. So let's run it now. Now you can see, now it's a blank screen, as you can see how it is. So the screen is blank, so we haven't put anything inside, that's why it's showing blank screen. So let's start putting some stuff inside. Now there's something important I need to tell you about this app. Don't forget to put app. It's compulsory if you are creating a class for the application. You have to put this app into this bracket. If you don't put this app, it won't run properly, or it's not going to even run at all. So here's what we are going to do about. So now our goal now is to insert this button into the screen. Like, let me show you. We insert button, text, and all this stuff. So right now the screen is blank, so here's what we are going to do. So we come to this side, we go to file, new, we click on file, new file name, we call it this same class here, which is counter app dot kv. It's very important, don't forget to put the kv. So it says a file with the name counter app.kv already exists. So let us we've already created the counter app kv file. So let's start writing some code. So we are done with this UI interface of Kivy, whereby we are able to display an interactive screen. So we are done with it, and we have been able to create a layout where we are able to fix something into the screen, like button or any kind of stuff. But yet we are still going to fix some other buttons and text on the screen. So let's do something here. So the same thing, we are going to create another button. Let's create another button. Let me just copy and paste rather than wasting time. Create another button, then we paste this one here, put minus here. So let's run it. You see, that's what I'm talking about it being about the layout, how it's going to arrange your whatever properties you want it to display on the screen. That's how you arrange all of this, like this plus button and minus button. So you see it's well fixed in the screen because of this box layout. Right from the time I told you that box layout, it has been programmed in the module for it to perform certain functions like this, like the function, like to help fit certain objects on the screen. So you see minus, you can see minus, plus, and minus. So let's add another button, which we are going to call the reset button. So let's Control V and we go and let's write reset. So let's run it now. You see again, it arranged everything properly. So now let's add one more thing apart from
So I don't think we need to add anything. Let's just go on straight to the okay, let's add one more thing, which is the text where it is going to be displaying 0, 1 or 2. So let's add that one, right? So for us to add the screen now, for us to add the text now, here's what we are going to do. We are going to come right over to this side. Then we are going to do something very important here. Then we are going to write my text. We are going to write text. Then text then equal to this string property. We are going to be using the string property to display um, text, the countdown text. So write string property. Then what are we going to define that string property as? Let's write 0. So let's run it now. We haven't done something yet. Let's do one more thing. Let's create let's add something to the screen, which is call it label label, and we are going to call that label text. And when we write this text, we are going to write root dot that text. We are going to this text right here. We are going to link it here. We are going to write text. So let's run it now. You will see the difference now. It has added a number here, which is 0. So that's how to add the count. That's how we are going to write that's how we are that's how to write a text on the screen. So as we are now, we've done this UI interface of Kivy, which is displaying displaying the screen of Kivy, setting up the layout, which is arranging those box and text on the screen. So we want to make the command work like so we are in number 3 trying to make the making commands to Kivy. That means that maybe when we press here, it's going to show 1, click here 2, then when we subtract, it's going to reduce, and when we reset, it's going to turn to 0. The value here will turn to 0. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to write def. We are going to create a function. Then the function name is add. We write self. So then here's what we're going to do about this adding. You say self. We are going to say self dot count. Whenever we click on the plus sign, whenever we click on the plus sign on the screen, it's going to show us, it's going to add by +1. We're going to write self dot count. We are going to, I forgot to do something. I'm supposed to create a variable which is count. So we'll come here and create count equal to 0. So we write self dot count Then we are going to say plus equal to 1. Then that means that if we click on the plus sign, we are going to it is going to that value, this string property will increase by plus 1. That text I mean will increase by plus 1. So then we're going to say self dot text equal to str dot self dot count. That means that whenever we press the button add, then it's going to add this 1 plus 1, and this text will now be converted, will now be convert this text on the screen that I was displaying 0 will now convert to that to this count variable here, and display this 1, this plus 1, the addition of plus 1. That is what we are going to do now. So let's run it. Before we run it, let's just run it first and see if it's going to work. It's not working. Do you know why it's not working? Because we refuse to link it. We have to link this add button towards here. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to write on pressed then root on press then we are going to write root dot add. So we are going to link this add together with this one. Just watch what is going to happen. Press this. Still having issue. We are supposed to do something. That is to add this here. You should not forget to add this. So we run it. You see it's working right now because we linked it and we add this bracket. So let's go to the subtraction. Let's do the same for subtraction. So for the subtraction, let me just copy and paste this, and just here's what I'm going to do. I'll just say okay, df instead of add, I'll write subtract self. Whenever we press the button, it's going to give us -1 value. It's going to subtract -1, and it is going to be equal to the value in this count will be equal to this text here. So let's create let's also add the same thing for subtraction too. We are going to come here and add subtract, and let's run it too. You see it's working. The subtract button is working. It just remain all is left is just the reset button. So let's work on that. So for the reset button, let's create another function again. Let me copy and paste. This time is not subtract. We are going to say reset. reset, right? So instead of it saying -1 or +1, instead of it adding -1 or adding +1, we are just going to say equal to 0. It's going to set everything equal to 0. So then this will be equal to, that text will be equal to the number of this count here, the value of this count right here. So let's run it. No, we don't need to run it first. Let's link it. Let's link this reset button. We're going to write on press then root dot reset. Then let's run it. Let's add a value. Now you see it's working now. Let's subtract. It's working now. So we are already done. Let's work on the final stage now. I want to finally now, apart from us adding and subtracting +1 and -1, we want to do something very important. The last step is to um arrange the button and the text, this text here. So let me show you how to arrange it. Let me clear this off and and go to, first of all, this is how you arrange them. The text, I want the text to start from the left. So you cut it, then you paste it here. And let me cut it properly and paste. So let's run it now. Yeah, it's properly arranged now, and it's looking nice. And also, no, I don't. If you want to add, you just go here, you write color, then you define the color by the number. I just don't know how to do it, but let me just write any number. What is going to be? Okay, I've written a number right now, and let me paste to also, and also here too. Let me run it. Yeah, so it's now showing, the plus sign is showing something like light blue. So that is how to make a counter app application. Thanks for watching. Please, if this is your first time watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button for more content every week. And please don't forget to sponsor me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to create a simple notepad using Python Kivy. Let's run our application. So when I click on notepad, it switches to the other screen. I edit whatever, I write whatever I want to write. Let's write today's tutorial. And while I click on menu, it saves my text, and I close the application too. I run it again. It still shows today's tutorial. So that's what we are going to be working on. So let's get started. Hi, please, if you are new to this channel. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now, hit the like button, and also share this video. And also, please don't forget to support me on PayPal, please, so that I keep being motivated and showing you this great content and helping you improve your programming and coding skills and Python skills with other programming language. So let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do now is to import some stuffs. First of all, let's write from kivy.app, import app, then from kivy.properties, import string properties, import os.path, import JSON, import we don't need JSON, just import Pico, import from Kivy dot lang dot builder, import builder, from Kivy dot uix dot widget, import widget. Another one again from Kivy dot text input dot text from Kivy dot uix dot text input, import text input, from Kivy dot uix dot box layout, you write import box layout. And finally, from Kivy dot uix dot screen manager, import screen and screen manager. So that's our first step. So secondly, we create the screens we are going to manage, which is the menu screen and the main notepad screen. So the menu screen will be we'll first write class, we'll create the app class, that is switch, then we'll call it, we write app, and create a function here, build self, and we say screen, create a variable which is screen equal to builder dot load string, which is a screen, which we call it screen manager. So then from here, here's what we are going to do right now. Right over here, we are going to create the screen managers. screen manager equal to, for us to manage the screens. This just like a Kivy form of file where we are going to manage the menu screen and the main notepad screen. So that's the main kind of Kivy file. I don't I'm not used to creating a new Kivy, like coming right over here, creating a Kivy file. I can just decide to use this method. So let's create another class again, which is for first screen class. I will call it first screen. They will write screen bracket. Call it or just let's leave it like this first. I will write pass here. And also another the second screen. We are going to create a class for the second screen. We write second screen. Second screen. Then we pass the variable, right pass. So that's what we are going to do right here. We've created the app class, the first screen, and the second screen. So now we are going to try to manage our screen switching. We are going to write something here, right over here, which is sm equal to, then we'll write screen manager, then write sm dot add widget, then the widget is the first screen, then here's what we are going to do. We just write first screen like this, then we'll come here again, write sm dot add widget, that is second screen. Then also we do something here, we write switch, then dot run. So that's all for this step. The next thing we are going to do after this step, we come right over here. Now we program our switching of screen from a certain screen. So here's what we are going to do now. Write screen manager, then write, we give 4-line spacing, 1 2 3 4, then write first screen, that is our first screen class, and second screen. So we come here, we create our class here for first screen, first screen, then we write, you come down here, we give 4-line spacing,
one, two, three, four. Then write name, the name of the screen is first. We call it first. Then we come down here again. We create our relative layout. Relative layout. Then we give four line spacing one, two, three, four. Then write orientation, which is vertical. Vertical. Then we come down here and write our position. Position equals to self dot position. And also we create a button here. We come like this, we move back and write button. Button. Then the name of the button one, two, three, four. Text, which is a notepad. Write notepad. Then on press, which is going to be root dot manage dot current. Yeah. Wait, sorry, just let's leave this one first. We are creating the screens. I will explain to you what we are going to do next on that. Then second screen. We are going to create our second screen. One, two, three, four. Name, which is going to be second. Then two, three, relative layout. One, two, three, four. Orientation, which is going to be vertical to vertical. Then position, we are going to write self dot pose. Then size root dot size dot size. So here's what I'm doing now. I'm programming how the first screen would look like. The first screen, I just want it to display button under my relative layout. I just want it to display button. And the second screen, I want it to display the text input, where we are going to input whatever we want to write on our notepad, and the menu, also the menu this thing, the menu button. So that's what we are doing here. So let's continue. So now what we are going to do now here, right over here now, is that after we write our this thing, we are going to create our text input. Text input. Then we'll go down 1, 2, 3, 4. ID, we call it input. Text goes to root dot your text. Text will just be just, let's leave it like that. Then position dot
a position underscore hint, which is going to be we are going to write center. We are going to give it the position and the size of the text input. So let's give it center underscore x. Then we are going to write it like this: 0.5. Then center y, center y. Also, we are going to give it 0.705, and we are going to put our bracket. Size, we're going to give it its size dot size dot hint, which is 0.95, and 0.5. We are just defining how the text input will look like. So finally, let's create our button, which is going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4 text equal to menu. Then let's define the size of the button, how it's going to fit below the screen. We are going to say size underscore hint, which is going to be 1 bracket 0.2. That is and let's just leave it like that. So we are done with, we have already created how the interface, we have already created the interface of the first screen and the second screen. So now the next step is for us to be able to manage our switching of the screen from first screen to the second screen and also back to the first screen. We are going to be managing our switching. So now let's get started with it now. So here's what we are going to do now. We are going to go down right over here under this first screen where I put SM equal to screen manager. We are going to write name, which is equal to first. See what we are talking about here. This name of the first screen under this first screen class here. So we are going to come under here. So we are going to do the same. We are going to come under this sm.add widget, which is first screen, and the name of it equals to first. And also the same thing is going to be applied to this one too. So second, we also wrote second right over here, the name, which is second. So, and finally we are going to come over this side here on press. What happens that when we press the notepad button, when we click on the notepad button, what will happen now? So here's what we are going to write over here. We are going to write root dot manager dot current, which is going to be equal to second screen, which is going to be equal to this variable here. And also when we click, let's also do the same thing. I'll just copy and paste. Also here on pressed, we are going to write the same thing, but this time is going to be first. To switch back, from the second screen. Whenever we are in the second screen, we click the button or click the menu button. We are going to switch back to this first screen here, and let's just call it save. So let's run it now. It says some error, type error. First screen takes no argument. Uh, oh, here I'm supposed to write screen manager. Let's see if it's going to work now. Right now, manager, screen manager. Dev screen now. Screen equal to screen manager. Then oh, we forgot to do something. Let's write return. Return screen. I guess it's going to work right now. First screen is still showing the error. Type error. Oh, finally, I think we forgot to write something, which is screen. No, write screen. So let's run now. It's going to work this time around. Uh, Attribute error pressed where um on press. It's on press. Let's run it right now. It's going to work. If we click on here, it switches to this place, and if we click save, it goes back. Now we've already created the screen management. We've already created the screen management. Yeah, so let's get to the next step. So the next step, now we can write something. We can be able to write anything under here, under this text input. But what we want to do is that whenever we want to save, we want to make sure that the saving is working, that even while we close it and we run it again, it's going to show, but it's not showing right now. So we are going to be working on the saving part right now. So let's start writing some scripts. So now the next step we are going to do right over here now is to for us to be able to save this, for us to be able to save the application whenever we click the save button. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to create a function right over here and clear the pass. We are going to clear the pass and write df save. Then under the def dot save, we are going to write text equal to pickle. Remember, we imported the pickle module when we were writing. We were importing some other stuff too. So we are going to we import. You have to import the pickle module first. You'll write dot dump, then brackets. We are going to call the file here, the name of the file here, which is, let's call it notepad. Then write our comma again. No, we are not supposed to do that. Name of our this, we write text, then write comma. Ignore the error. Then write open, then open bracket again. We are going to write the name of the file. The name of the file we are saving, which is notepad. We are going to call it notepad. Then bracket WB. So that is for our saving part. So for our loading, for us to load the application, whenever
maybe when we just open the screen, when we just after we've input any text and we click on the save and we cancel the application, and when we while we open it and we click on the notepad screen and next move over to the second screen. So when we move to the second screen now, we want to load the text. So here's what we are going to write now here. I'm going to write load equal to text equal to pico dot load bracket open file, which is just open, which is notepad. We call it notepad. This same saving the name of the file we save, which is notepad. Then we come here, write comma, or we write rb rb. So that is our for our loading part now. So let's clear the error right now, right over here. So to clear the error now, let's go right over to this second, from here now, second screen, where whenever we press our button save, aside from us moving back to the first screen, we write on press again. We write on press, then we write um root dot save. That means whenever we press our button, it's going to it's going to do this, which is to save the application. It's going to save the text we've written here. So now there's one thing that is being that we are I'm puzzling. We are going to I'm puzzling on my mind now, is that how are we going to get that exact text whenever we are going how we are going to save that our notepad, whatever we've written here, whatever we've written over that notepad, and also load that same text again when we open the application. So let's work on it now. Here's what we are going to do. So for us to make sure that whatever we write under this text input, Python will help us save that exact text. Here's what we are going to do over here. We are going to write text equal to self. We are going to write. We are going to first of all create a variable. I want to show you something. So that means whenever we write something under this text input here, we are going to save it. So here's what we are going to write here. Text equal to self dot ids self I forgot to start ids dot input dot text. So that means we are calling on this input id whenever we want to connect this text input, whatever we wrote, we must write id first. We will now write input. We now write anything we want to name the id. Then we'll now come here right over here and create a variable for it, self.ids2, in order to get that um exact text we've written. And also we are going to, on this place here, right over here, whenever we press the save button on press so we're going to write root.save. That means we are calling on the save function right over the under the second screen, which is we are going to call this self.ids. That means we should get the text we've written here, and after when we get the text, we save it. And also not only saving the text, we print the text. So I'll show you I'll show you something right over there. So the loading, we need to clear. I clear the. I have to first of all let's work on the saving part. You have to work on the saving part. Let's save it over notepad. Let's write the note, my notepad, my notepad, and notepad. Let's write it correctly. Once we've written it now correctly, it shows none. It seems I'm missing something right over here. We will have done something right over here, which is let's call this, says none. What will be the issue here? I think we have to put this print here, right over here. The notepad. I'll click on save. It prints the notepad. So it has already saved our the text we've written right over here. It has saved it now. Now it's for us to load the is for us to load it. Now we are going to work on the loading section because you have to pay attention in this loading section I want to talk about. So here I want to show you something which you have to pay close attention right over here. But first of all, before we do that, let's try to load. Let's create. Let's try to load our application. Whenever we save, I want to load whatever we save. Whenever we open the application, maybe we open the application for it to load the text that we've written. So here's what we are going to do right over here. I'm going to say load equal to text equal to pickle dot load, which is open which is notepad, the name of the file. Then we write comma, then rb. So then we print the value, which is print that our text load, which is load. So let's run it right now and see. So we run it now, the notepad. It loaded it for us there right over here. It load what we say. So let's just write something right over here. Hi. It saves the variable. Now we close the application, and when we run it again, it load the variable hi. And the final thing we are supposed to do when we click on this, when we click on the notepad, it should display this hi here. So how are we going to do it? Let's work on that. So what we are going to do is to create a variable called text input. Text input. We are going to say equal to string properties. We've imported string properties right over here, which it is say the string properties. So we write string property, comma, then write load, and we are going to write no, yeah, we are going to write load. Let's just bring this down right over here. So, and we have to make sure we link it from link this text input to whatever we write here. We should display what the text. We should display our load text right over this place, which is the text here. So here's what we are going to do. We are just going to write text input. We are going to write text input root dot text input. So let's see if it's going to work right now. You'll see it's displaying the high. Let's write another ty, then we save it. It saves as ty. And when we close the application and we run it again, it still display ty. There is one more thing we are supposed to do, and please pay close attention. So I want to show you something very important right here. Normally, our application is working fine, it's working fine. Whenever we open it, we load back our listing, we save it, we close the application, and we run it again, and it shows back what our previous text we've written. So here's something you have to pay attention to now, right over here. I want to change the name of this. Normally, first of all, I want to say something. Whenever we open maybe now I'm new to the app now, I want to use the notepad. Normally, I'm supposed to open the notepad application and it should be empty. It should instead of me it's loading anything, it's supposed to be empty. And whenever I type anything and save, it saves the whatever I've written. It saves it even while I close the application. I run it again, it still saves. So how are we going to do that now? So we already have this notepad saved. Now let's assume that I'm starting again, I'm making a new application, a notepad application. I put it as notepad one and notepad one here, the name of the file. I save it as another thing now. I want to load the application. It says it displays an error. It's going to display an error which is file not found error. There's no such directory as notepad one. The reason why it's saying that, because we haven't saved anything, we can't open what we haven't saved. It's going to definitely display an error. And if we build this as an application and we run it on maybe our mobile device or anything, it's going to show, it's going to crash, and definitely it won't work like that. So what we want to do now is that when we open the application, it won't definitely show any error since we haven't saved it. We can't load what we haven't saved. It won't show. We are going to make sure that it's not going to show any error. And when we save it again, we save it as notepad one, the name of the file as notepad one. Then when we load it again, when we load the file again, it's going to load back this notepad one again without error. So here's what we are going to do right here. So we are going to write if os dot path dot is file, which is, so we are going to tell Python now that if if we have saved this file called notepad one, let's call it notepad, the file name which is notepad1. If there is a file named notepad1, we then load the application. But if there is nothing like that, we write else right over here. Else. Then if there is no such file as this notepad1 that is showing file not found error, if there is nothing like that that exists, here's just what we want Python to do. We want it to just load this. We are going to load our text input, which is going to be equal to string property. We are going to make it empty. If such directory does not exist, then text input is going to be empty. And also, let's write something. I'm missing something here, right over here. That means I don't know why it's showing error. I think we did not do something else. Let's adjust this test. Um, all right, still showing some error. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Then also we are going to write something else. So that means if what we are saying now is that if this file exists, if this save file exists, notepad one exists, then we should load the file directly. But if it doesn't exist, we should just make sure that the string property is empty. We should just make sure that the text, we should not load anything at all. We should just not load anything. We should just make sure that the text input should be empty. This text here, right over here, the text here should be um empty. Nothing should be written here. We can just write it like this and give it space if you want, or just leave it like this. And let's tell Python to write something. Let's say print um file does not exist. And also right over this side too, we tell it to print file does exist. So let's run it now. It's not going to give us that this error, this file not found error again. Trust me, let's run it. Now it shows here, right over here, it says file does not exist. And when we save something, write anything, I'll click save. It saves our text, and we terminate the application and we run it again. And it says files does exist now because we've already saved the notepad one file. So when we load it now, it will the application. No matter how we change it, maybe someone is just starting wants to save it as a different, maybe someone is making a notepad application, we change it. Let's even change it to anything we want to change it. Notepad 11 here, and also notepad 11. It's still going to work. Let's run it. So we run it. It say file does not exist. It did not give us any error. So let's write anything here. Save. And let's terminate the application and we load it. And it says files does exist. I will click on notepad, it loads back. So that is how to create a simple notepad with Python and Python Kivy. So that's all for this YouTube tutorial. Thanks for watching. And please, if you don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video to others who needs it. And please don't forget to support me on PayPal. So don't forget that, so that I keep creating more content for you and upgrading your skills in Python programming and other programming languages. Thanks for watching.